Listen close. You didn't fail. You tripped a switch no coward ever finds. Now watch what legends get away with. That's the thing about you, isn't it? You were never supposed to make it this far, never supposed to sniff the machinery behind the curtain. Yet here you are, with fire licking at your veins, realizing the cage was never locked. You were just too polite to push the door open. And now it's too late to turn back. That accidental move you made, that wasn't small. That wasn't harmless. That was the strike of a match in a room soaked with gasoline. Every second from here on is dangerous, volatile, beautiful. You didn't just step out of line, you erased the line entirely. And once you erase it, there's no map, no rules, no safety net. Feel that? That's not fear. That's birth. Not the soft kind, the violent kind. The kind that rips your old skin apart and demands a monster to crawl out. Monsters aren't evil. No. Monsters are just the ones who stopped pretending. And you've stopped pretending. They wanted your silence. Instead, you gave them thunder. They'll call you reckless. They'll call you unstable. Let them. Every insult is proof you're climbing into territory their voices can't reach. They fear what they don't understand, and right now you are unreadable. A living glitch, a walking paradox. And every paradox breaks their order. That's why you're dangerous. That's why they're watching. That's why they'll try to stop you. But here's the delicious twist. You already lit the fuse. It's burning under their feet while they scramble for buckets of water that don't exist. Tick, tick, tick. You hear it too, don't you? That rhythm in your chest. That's not panic. That's power counting down. And when it hits zero, every mask in the room burns. This is no pep talk. This is a warning, a prophecy, a laugh in the face of their little systems. You stumbled into something only legends are allowed to carry. Now carry it like a weapon. Carry it like chaos with teeth. Carry it until they whisper your name like a storm they couldn't cage. They told you to hide your wounds, patch them up, pretend they weren't there. As if silence could erase scars, as if time could sterilize betrayal. You know better. You remember the sting. The night you swallowed rage because the world wasn't ready for it. The laugh they gave you when you failed. The promotion stolen by someone who shook the right hand instead of breaking it. You remember, and you carry it like a shadow stitched into your skin. They thought it made you weak. Huh. They had no idea it was loading the chamber. Every scar you own is a receipt. Proof of the wars you've already fought. And what is proof if not currency? Stop pretending your pain was wasted. It wasn't. It was an investment. Every humiliation, every dismissal, every time they overlook you, it was a deposit into an account you didn't even know existed. And now you're standing at the counter ready to collect. You don't beg for respect anymore, you demand interest. You bleed with intent. You turn every gash into leverage. Look at yourself. Really look. Those lines under your eyes aren't weakness. They're maps. Maps carved by nights when you stayed awake while the world slept. Nights when you didn't crumble, even though every bone begged you to. That makes you dangerous. That makes you untouchable. Because while they were polishing masks, you were hardening scars. And scars don't fade. They instruct. They remind. They sharpen. They whisper never again. And that whisper is louder than any applause they'll ever give you. Stand in front of a mirror. Don't flinch. Don't smile to soften the blow. Speak the truth out loud. Just one line. Short, brutal, real. The kind of truth you've been too scared to admit even to yourself. Repeat it until the lie inside you chokes and dies. That's not therapy. That's warfare. This isn't healing. It's arming. You're not patching wounds. You're welding armor. You're not hiding anymore. You're broadcasting the blood like a warning sign. I survived worse. Do not test me. Pain isn't the enemy. Pain is the teacher that doesn't use chalk. It uses blades, and you're the student that stopped running from class. You sat down. You took notes written in your own blood. You memorized every lesson, and now you're ready to teach back, to lecture in the language of chaos, to show them that the very things they mocked you for are the very things you'll rise on. This is the inventory they never wanted you to take, the one that flips the story, the one that makes scars your crown instead of your cage. You want to know what you trigger. You want to know why their eyes widen when you move, why the room shifts when you walk in. It's because you stumbled into something they only whispered about. A protocol, not a ritual, not a superstition. A path, a sequence of actions so sharp, so rare. Only a handful in history ever touched it. You didn't plan it. You didn't even mean it. But accidents write better legends than strategy ever could. And now, you've lit a fuse that can't be blown out. This protocol isn't written on paper. It's coded into behavior. Silence when others scream. Precision when others panic. Unpredictability when they think they've figured you out. 3 rules. Unspoken. Unstoppable. The first, your silence. Not cowardice, not weakness, but silence that cuts deeper than words. Silence that makes them choke on their own noise. The second, precision. No wasted moves. No flailing. Every action a strike. Every strike a scar. And the third, unpredictability. The chaos factor. The ability to shift, flip, vanish, appear. The rule they can't copy. The one they can't control. They didn't teach you this. No one sat you down and explained how to wield it. That's why it terrifies them. Because you're doing it raw, untamed, wild. Legends aren't manufactured in classrooms. They erupt. They break through without permission. You are the equation no one solved. The knife slipped into the script of their story. That's what the protocol does. It turns you into a disruption they can't prepare for. And disruption is the most lethal weapon of all. Now hear me. Most people never touch this code. They spend their lives in loops. Wake, work, sleep, repeat. You broke it. You hacked through the pattern by accident. And in doing so, you made yourself untouchable. They will try to study you. They will try to label you. They will try to put you back into their safe little folders. But nothing fits anymore. You're a corrupted file in their system. And corrupted files crash the whole machine. So understand this clearly. You didn't just trigger a protocol. You became. Every move you make now isn't just yours. It's a ripple, a shockwave through their order. They can't undo it. They can't scrub it clean. The protocol is alive inside you now. And the only question left is, how much chaos are you willing to unleash before they finally realize it's too late to stop you? Meet the voice you swore you'd never admit. The one that whispered when you were cornered. The one you buried under polite smiles and forced patience. It's been waiting, pacing inside your chest like a beast locked in a basement. And tonight it finally slipped the lock. This is your shadow, not evil, not cursed. Just the part of you that stopped caring about being acceptable. The part that sees clearly. The part that doesn't flinch. The part that laughs when they try to shame you. This shadow knows every secret you thought you buried. Every time you bent your back just to keep the peace. Every time you swallowed words you should have screamed. It knows the rage you bit down until your jaw ached. It knows the humiliation you dressed up as humility. And now, it demands repayment. Not in apologies, not in excuses, but in bloodless violence, in action, in precision, in a new posture that makes every room feel your weight before you even speak. You were told to fear this side of you, to lock it away, but fear was just their leash, wasn't it? The shadow isn't your enemy, it's your upgrade. It doesn't waste breath on proving worth. It doesn't care about applause. It doesn't care about being liked. It only cares about dominance, about survival, about carving a mark so deep that even history itself feels the scar. And once you let it guide you, you'll realize this wasn't weakness hiding inside you. It was your sharpest blade. So stop rejecting it. Stop apologizing for it. Stand still. Let it speak through you. Let your silence become heavier than their shouts. Let your eyes answer questions without words. Let your presence choke out their noise. That is your shadow's language. Cold, surgical, uncompromising. And when you finally walk with it, when you finally fuse with the part of yourself you tried to bury, that's when you stop being predictable. That's when you become untouchable. That's when you become the one they whisper about long after the room goes silent. Lies, that's what you've been living on. Little ones, big ones, lies so polished they felt like truth. You're not ready. You're not enough. Stay patient, your time will come. That's not advice, that's poison. Every lie you swallowed became a contract. A silent agreement to stay small. A signature on a deal where they owned your power. And you signed it without knowing. Again and again until the paper stacked high enough to bury you. But here's the turn. Contracts can be shredded. Lies can be burned. And tonight you're the arsonist. Every word they fed you is fuel. Every doubt you repeated is gasoline. Light it up, watch it go black. Then rewrite. Not a story, not a dream, a manifest. A single line that burns like a brand across your skin. Short, ruthless, absolute. I move, I take. I don't wait, that's it. That's the new deal. A deal where you call the shots. Your story isn't the one they gave you. It's the one you carve with your fists, with your hunger, with your silence. That cuts deeper than their speeches. You're not the kid waiting at the door anymore. You're the storm that rips the door off the frame. No apologies, no begging, no explanations, just impact. That's how you rewrite, with scars as ink and rage as pen. And when they hear it, oh, they will. The new script won't sound like hope. It'll sound like a threat, a quiet one, the kind that makes their stomach twist because they know it's real. That's the beauty of your story now. It's not written for applause. It's written for dominance, for survival, for legacy carved in teeth marks and echoes. That's the rewrite they can't stop. That's the chapter they never saw coming. They'll beg you to stop, not because you're wrong, but because you're right in a way they never prepared for. Stop borrowing confidence from applause. Steal it from silence. Practice a voice that lands like a punch. Speak less. Make every word cost something. Watch how the room changes when you stop filling it with noise. Claim small dominions first. Stand a little straighter. Hold eye contact a second longer. Say no and mean it. Remove the cushion beneath their expectations. Let discomfort become your ally. Train your tone like a weapon. Low, slow, unhurried. Let pauses be the clause between your sentences. When you finally speak, it should feel like fate announcing itself. Defend your space. Cut conversations that drain you. Protect the hours you build in. Power is not loud. It is precise. It does not explain. It executes. Every reclaimed word is a vote against the version of you that apologizes. Reclaim one sentence today. Reclaim 20 tomorrow. Build a voice that makes them remember where they heard it and fear it. They laughed when you spoke, not because you were weak, but because they never imagined your silence was the fuse. Every second you keep quiet, the tension grows. That's the trick, isn't it? Not to spill the cards too soon, to let them wonder, to let them choke on curiosity. A voice held back becomes thunder when it finally drops. You don't need their approval. You need their unease. You need them pacing at night, thinking about the words you didn't say. Silence is a blade, and once you learn to sharpen it, no screen can compete. They call you unstable, chaotic, a storm with no map. Good. Chaos terrifies because it doesn't play fair. It doesn't warn. It doesn't wait for permission. You were never here to soothe. You were here to remember this when legends rise. It's not the noise that makes them immortal. It's the silence before the strike. That breathless moment where everyone realizes the rules don't matter anymore because you rewrote them. They'll search your face for weakness, a twitch, a flinch, a sign that you're still human. But you've burned that mask, haven't you? You've tasted the thrill of being untouchable, and once you've felt it, you can never crawl back into their cage. Power isn't loud, it's patient. It's the grin you wear when everyone else is losing their mind. It's knowing the game is already yours before they roll the dice. You don't shout victory, you whisper it. You let them hear it echo in their skull until it drives them insane. Every step you take now is theater. Every pause is punishment. You're not just walking through their world, you're rewriting it, painting it in colors they can't wash off. They'll call it madness, you'll call it art. And when the curtain finally drops, when they think they've seen the last act, that's when you smile. Because legends don't legends don't end. Legends turn silence into eternity. They thought breaking you would be simple. A shove, a cut, a whisper in the dark. But the joke's on them. You were never built to shatter. You were built to bend, twist and snap back sharper than before. Pain is a forge, and you've lived in fire long enough to know the heat doesn't destroy it. Perfects. Every scar on your soul is an upgrade. Every betrayal carved new strength into your bones. They don't see it yet. They think you're still playing on their board, but you've been building a new game. One move at a time. Now when you walk into a room, the air bends, the silence thickens. They don't even understand why their chest tightens, why their throat dries. They're staring at someone who already walked through their worst nightmare and came out smiling. And that's the cruelest truth. They can't scare you anymore. They can't cage you. They can't kill what's already been reborn in fire. You don't just survive. You make survival look dangerous. They'll never admit it, but you haunt them. Every laugh in the silence, every shadow in the corner. You're the storm they swore would never come, and now it's at their doorstep. This isn't about revenge anymore. It's about ownership. Owning the pain. Owning the chaos. Owning every scar they tried to brand you with. You took it all and turned it into ammunition. They gave you wounds. You forged them into weapons. They gave you silence. You turned it into thunder. The world doesn't get to define you anymore. You're not their failure. You're not their pawn. You're the reminder that no one gets away clean. You're proof that some fires can't be put out. They only spread, and you're the blaze that refuses to die. So smile wide. Let them choke on it. Because you didn't just activate a protocol reserved for legends. You became the legend. And now they'll live every day knowing the one they tried to bury. Walks above them, they thought protocol meant control, boundaries, rules. But you rewrote it the moment you breathed into it. Legends don't follow the script. They tear it apart, word by word, until nothing but raw truth is left bleeding on the page. This is where the fun begins. When they expect order, you give them disorder. When they expect weakness, you give them a grin sharp enough to cut steel. You don't just step into history, You vandalize it. Spray paint your name across their fragile walls. Smash their timelines and leave fingerprints they'll never wash away. Every step you take rattles the floorboards of their illusion. Every word you spit burns like acid on their pretty little lies. And the best part, you're not even trying anymore. You're just breathing, just existing. And still they can't keep up. They can't contain you, because the truth is simple. Legends are not born, they are detonated. And you're the blast. No one survived. They'll dress it up as luck. They'll call it timing. They'll whisper about accidents. But deep down they know what you did wasn't random. It was inevitable. Because when pressure cooks long enough, it doesn't simmer. It erupts. And you, my friend, are the eruption they never prepared for. This isn't destiny, it's defiance. Every scar on your skin, every crack in your voice, every sleepless night carved this version of you. They thought it would break you. Instead, it sharpened you. Now you walk with the weight of a storm, and they hear thunder every time you breathe. Legends aren't written in gold. They're carved in chaos. They're etched into nights where no one was watching, into moments where you refused to quit, when quitting would have been easier. That's what separates you. That's why protocol bent to you and not the other way around. So let them stare. Let them wonder how you're still standing. The truth is brutal. You didn't just survive. You rewired the game. And now, nothing will ever be the same.